Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer. It's Oklahoma Derby Sunday at Remington Park, but we're going to take a look first at the Grade 3 Remington Park Oaks for 3-year-old fillies. You can bet this card with a new account. Sign up, get a 300% deposit match at bets.drf.com. Nice field of 3-year-old fillies getting set to travel a mile and a 16th at Remington Park. As we take a look at this field, $200,000 is the purse. The morning line favorite, and deservedly so, is the number 5, She's a Julie, for trainer Steve Asmussen. Winner of the Iowa Oaks 2 starts back. It was an effort that sort of came out of nowhere. So visually impressive. Basically winning in hand by 5.5 lengths. Asmussen confidently ran her in the Grade 1 Alabama. She chased a very hot pace. The race was won by a late closer in Eskimo Kisses. But of the 3 pace setters, one of them being the very talented Midnight Bijou, She's a Julie was dead game to run second.
Yeah, she wound up prevailing for second in there. I mean, I wasn't sold on her after the Iowa Oaks. She did run really well in the Iowa Oaks, obviously with a 94 figure and an easy win. I wasn't really sold on her. She backed it up pretty well in the Alabama. All things considered, the way that race shaped up and the trip she got, she ran very well, and it's, she's in a position now here in the Remington Oaks. This is a good field, Dan. If she runs either one of her last 2 starts, they're going to have a tough time beating this
From
horse.
a figure perspective, there's no doubt about that. And from a pace perspective, there's a good chance that this time she's the one controlling. As we take a look at the Timeform US pace projector, and they have She's a Julie out there on the lead, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the plan from Ricardo Santana. The 9 Bello has a little bit of speed, but breaking outside She's a Julie and being comfortable at a mile and a 16th, I think Jose Ortiz will concede the lead. Let's talk about El Bello's win last time out at Saratoga. It was a rock-solid performance. They had her entered in that Charlestown Oaks going 7 furlongs. I much prefer this spot.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think this is a better spot for her, too. We'll see what happens. I think it all comes down to, just how good is she? And I guess we'll find out more about her in this race, because I was on her in her first couple. I thought she ran really well in her first 2 career starts. They brought her up to New York for the first time at the end of May. I was really disappointed with that performance from her. I mean, she just did not run well in that race. And she did turn it around a little bit last time, but the deal with that race at Saratoga, when they stretched her out there, sloppy track, absolutely loose on the lead in there. The field that she beat, not a very strong one. She did some good things that day. I still am at a position with her where I'm not sure how good she is, and it feels like she's going to be a relatively short price in here. I think she's one I'll try and beat in here.
Now, if there's a filly that throws a monkey wrench into the pace projector, it could be the number 3 Remedy going out for Brad Cox, who was a gate-to-wire winner last time out against much weaker horses at Indiana Grand. If she goes to the front, that gives She's a Julie a target, and it's not like She's a Julie's a need the lead type. She could easily sit second. They'd be happy with that as well.
Yeah, that's a very good point that you make there, because it's not like She's a Julie has to commit herself to the front in this race. She can track another horse. So if Remedy goes, maybe that's the position they'll opt for. Remedy ran fine last time. It was a visually impressive win, but another race, she got absolutely loose on the lead. Nobody challenged her, and she rolled through the stretch. I think it'll be different for her this time.
Trainer Kenny McPeak has 2 in here. Let's talk about the layoff runner first. That's the number 2, Stronger Than Ever, who won the Silver Bullet Day at a giant price, defeating Wonder Godot. And we know what kind of campaign Wonder Godot had in the spring and into the summer. Just didn't fire in the Honeybee, guessing something went wrong during that race. This is a pretty interesting spot for Kenny McPeak to bring her back in. She is a 1-run closer that needs a lot of help.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that really works against her. I mean, she's just devoid of any early speed. She'll probably be last up the backstretch, and then she'll have to try and pass this entire field. Maybe she gets some hitting going on up front, and it sets up well for her. And I do like the fact that, there's really only 2 very early season races for her as a 3-year-old. She's eligible to take a step forward here.
McPeak also has the number 7, True Dream, who just seems like a late bloomer. She's won 3 out of her last 4 starts. Not bad for a horse that Kenny dropped in for $40,000 to get the confidence up. And last time out, she beat a horse that came right back to run second to Churchill Downs with a 78 buyer. I think she has a little bit more tactical speed than what we've seen in her last 2 races. So expect James Graham to have her in mid-pack.
Yeah, we'll see if she can. She's another one who has to really improve to get a piece of this race, but maybe she can do it, because you're right, she's headed the right way here, and she could get a nice trip in this race.
Let's not sleep on Rose of Malibu at a giant price. That's the number 8, and this horse has good races at Remington Park. She was multiple stakes placed here as a 2-year-old filly, and it looks like she's slowly rounding back into form. Paired up by her tops in her last 2, including a real rock-solid tracking trip win at Churchill Downs.
Yeah, she got an easy trip last time. It wasn't the most visually impressive win, but she got it done in there. I liked that performance from her. Her win runner-up effort at Ellis Park 2 starts back. I thought she ran really well that day, so I do think she's headed the right way, and she does have form over this racetrack, which I like. She was no match really for Cosmic Burst in the trapeze last year. She ran well in that race, though. She was very wide in that race.
Buyers creeping up for the horse on the far outside. That's the number 10, Hold Her Tight, for Cowboy Larry Jones. No match for She's a Julie and Cosmic Burst, however, in the Grade 3 Iowa Oaks, but the buyers keep creeping forward. We do have to deal with a layoff of about, 2.5 months.
Didn't love that performance for her. I'll give her some credit for coming back on for third in there, but I thought overall she got a great trip in that race and never really threatened to win it. Never even really threatened to be second in that race, I didn't think. I wonder if she's just better going shorter at this point, but we'll see. They're going to try another route with her.
The 6 Luminoso has been banging on the door in non-winners of one other than turf races in Southern California for trainer Doug O'Neill, and I guess the jury's still out as to whether she can run on the dirt. Her lone try was her career debut, where she was 50-1 against 3 next out winners, including True Royalty, who's now a graded stakes winner.
Yeah, we'll see if she can transfer her form over. I do think her turf form's been pretty good lately, actually, so I don't mind them taking another shot on dirt in this race, because when you get right down to it, outside of the favorite, She's a Julie, you know, her turf figures fit pretty well with the rest of this field if she can transfer it over.
The Ford Testing 1-2 has some big wins against fellow Louisiana breds, and they tried the big girls last time out in the Grade 3 Iowa Oaks. I didn't think she was embarrassed, but she's got to bake 9 lengths up on She's Julie in 3 months.
Yeah, that's the problem with her. I mean, she really has to find a way to improve. She's sort of attained that level in the upper 70s on the buyer scale. It's not going to get it done in this race. They tried her twice in open grade and stakes races, and it has not worked out well.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Grade 3 Remington Park Oaks. She's a Julie is way the horse to beat, and a horse that I'd have to use a lot of. But my top pick is going to be Cosmic Burst, and I liked Cosmic Burst as the chalk in the trapeze last year at Remington Park, and she got a great rail skimming ride by Richard Aramia, but she just looked so comfortable over the surface, and it's not like she's no good anywhere else. A graded stakes winner of the Honeybee Stakes this spring. No match for the She's a Julie in the Iowa Oaks, but she really didn't break that day very well. Ended up down inside, tried hard for second. I like the little turf to dirt angle here, and I really like this inside post.
Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. I think she's a pretty good horse. You know, again, if She's a Julie shows up and runs those last 2 races, not going to be easy for her in here, but I feel like this is a filly who's probably the main danger to that horse.
I think the hope is maybe She's a Julie bounces or regresses off such a gut-busting effort in the Alabama. If she doesn't, she is way the horse to beat. Mike's taking her 5, 1, 8, and 9 for Mike. I'm going 1, 5, 9, and 3 in the Grade 3 Remington Park Oaks on Oklahoma Derby Sunday. Bet the card, bet the races, the graded races, with a new DRF Bets account. Sign up at bets.drf.com and be rewarded with a 300% deposit match. Approximate post time for the Oaks, the Remington Park Oaks, 7:36 Central on Sunday. Good luck.